Finalized a good game plan today as far as injuries go. Held Andrew Voorhees just from a little back tightness today. We'll see how he is Friday. I'd still anticipate him to play, but just held him today. All other significant Toa continued to practice as well as Steven and looked very good. So looking forward, I think both of them will play in this football game. With that, I'll answer any questions that you got.
Chuma, did he didn't go?
Chuma did not go again. No, I don't anticipate him in this game right now.
Nobody's in the hospital?
Nobody's in the hospital, thank goodness, thank God.
How will this team look different, without giving away the game plan, on offense than they did last Friday night? How is this going to be?
I hope to see a more consistent flow. I really do. From just being able to consistent drives. Kind of, Dan, like the first drive. I thought that when that first drive hit that last game, it felt like a great flow of run pass, staying on pace, third and manageables, and then efficiency in the red zone. It felt like one of our drives. And then you hope, I really hope to see some explosiveness. We saw it in the run game last game with Rojo, but hoping to see a couple big plays in the passing game. Not to force anything, but to be able to, when it's there in one-on-one situations, that we hook up this week.
What do you think happened? Where did it go after that first drive? Where did the offense kind of get lost?
I think a little bit has to do when you lose two linemen. It changes, it changes you a little bit. I know I've been there as a play caller before. Sometimes it hurts you. Sometimes it gets you when you have a penalty or two, and all of a sudden you think it's going to be 1st and 10, and it's 1st and 25. That gets you a little bit. Just the ability to be efficient on 1st and 2nd down is what I'm really hoping for, because when we're good on third and manageables, we move the ball pretty dang efficiently. So I'm hoping that shows up on Saturday.
Speaking of penalties that made you 1st and 25, have you talked to him about the Tyler Vaughns?
Yes, I have. I'll keep it in-house.
Okay.
Oregon State played Washington pretty tight for the first half anyway. It was 7-0 at halftime against Washington last week.
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
Oregon State played Washington kind of tight for the first half last Saturday. It was 7-0 at halftime. Did they do something, or was Washington sleepwalking?
I thought defensively, I thought they did a really nice job in the first half. The past couple games they've played a little bit more of loaded box, cover 1, cover 3, in their coverages, and I tell you what, I thought they competed at home. They really did, and came out, and you look up, it's a 7-0 ball game, and performed well, especially in the front. I thought the defensive front did a nice job, and the secondary held up in some one-on-one situations. Obviously, misfortune for them. I think a couple corners in that game are down, so we'll see who's playing against us. But they definitely showed up against Washington in the first half. It was impressive.
On Friday, defensively, the defense did pretty well on 3rd and short and 3rd and manageables, but there were, I think, 4 3rd and 10 or longer that Washington State converted. Was that more of just a Washington State thing there with explosive offense, or was there things that you want to fix?
A little bit of both. I think we had 2 PIs in that situation that ended up giving up first downs, and they won some one-on-one battles. I mean, we went in there. I thought Clancy was very aggressive, like he's been all season thus far. We have putting a lot of pressure on our DBs, and they've held up extremely well throughout the season. I've always looked at that when you have an aggressive game plan, you count on each man doing their job, and for the most part, everybody has been. But they'll get a couple, and that's a good football team. That's a hell of a quarterback and a great group of wideouts, and they look like a basketball team. I mean, it was 4 wides, and then the next core came in. I mean, there wasn't. They had 6 to 8 receivers that they were just rolling and staying fresh and doing a nice job.
Did you think teams almost get 3rd and long and just send somebody out looking for the PI? I mean,
I don't think you ever anticipate that, but we do get a lot of deep ball shots, and I think a lot of that's because of the man coverage that we play. You see the one-on-one opportunity outside. That's what you got to protect against. That's why you see us work one-on-ones twice a week and try to put our kids in the worst situations they can with the boxing gloves and train the technique. And for the most part, the kids are doing a good job. You're going to win some and lose some. We just hope that we win more than we lose.
Any update on how Porter's rehab has gone?
Yeah, it's going good. He's progressing. Again, won't be in this game, but hopefully in a couple of weeks. I'm hoping that we get him back. Both injuries are progressing nice. He showed real positivity this week. So don't have a crystal ball with it. Everybody heals kind of differently, especially with a break and a ruptured bicep. But when he's ready and the doctors say he's ready, then we'll go.
Is one giving him more trouble than the other?
I think it's both. I think I would say both. Both are getting rehab just as much, and he's still in the boot, trying to be sensitive to the toe. And when he's right, he's right. I know he's chomping at the bit. You got to hold him back from everything, but he's chomping at the bit to get back.
I know you've talked about the team has improved year over year, and you want to see improvement from month 1 to month 2.
Yes.
But within the first month, do you think there was improvement or as much improvement as you'd like to see?
I thought defensively that we've improved, especially with our younger kids. I think are showing up. Special teams have probably been the biggest bump up. I thought last week was by far our best game. You haven't seen the explosive return yet, but everybody gets like, okay, where's that touchdown? Now, a lot of times it's about net, and when I look at the punt return from us being 44 yards of net for us as a punt team compared to 29 yards at Washington State, I mean that's a huge difference. I mean that's over a first down field. So a lot of times I thought Bax had a hell of a scheme last week because he forced him to get the ball out quick, and we were able to get the ball fielded and be able to cover it. A lot of times it's hard to return those rugby punts. But I think overall the special teams has. Where I'd look to see the biggest jump, you look at and you say, okay, hey, you go through the first month, you're 35 points of offense and 460, as far as offensive yardage. Most teams would be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. For us, we have extremely high standards, and as I tell the offensive coaches, it's just hard for them because I'm an offensive coach. I'm always harder on the offense than anybody else. But I look forward to a great October for our offense.
So you are looking to an explosive punt return?
I think
Really?
we will. I think that we will have it. I hope it's soon. I hope we can. I'm looking forward to getting out of the rugby style punters a little bit. It seems to be the trend right now is to get the ball on the ground as fast as you can, and it's hard to field and get a return on. But it is producing some great net for us. And
Getting bad punts on them. I mean,
Yeah.
you've gotten 4 bad punts in the last 3 games.
Yeah, they really have. So I think Bax has done a great scheme, and as I've told Bax, stay patient. I've always felt like it's like being a good baseball hitter. You gotta wait for your pitch to hit, and if you're swinging at every one, something bad's going to happen. There's going to be that time that you get the pitch to hit, go ahead and take it. But right now, we're fielding the ball terrifically, and we're making a bunch of yards in average net. All righty, guys. Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.